What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so I was going to not rant, but I was going to explain in somewhat sort of about the expansion. I still might, because this news event is actually pretty simple. They're talking about the Crystalline event, Crystalline Cataclysm, because we're normally catastrophe. This is the Cataclysm because it's worse apparently. It says for the next 3 weeks starting on May 19th, so this Thursday, 10 a.m. PDT. So once the servers come back up, basically. And then for 3 weeks after that, you do the levels 50 to 60 will queue up for the Crystalline Cataclysm. And I explained this a couple videos ago because I went through the calendar because I couldn't find anything to talk about. And it's on a 20-hour cooldown, so a daily. And you do it basically 14 days in a row, and you basically do the Crystalline event, except it's got bonus crap involved with it. It's basically Crystalline. You still got all the Tholian ships, but this time you've got like gravity wells that show up, or your sensors are out, or they got Tychon's rifts, or there's like the subspace. I'm not sure many people use that console anymore, and it's been a while. There's been a lot of new players, at least, where there's like the black cloud that pops up, and there's like green lightning goes inside. That's from an Undine, or not Undine, an Alachi console. It's a subspace disruption, and if you go inside, everything blacks out, even if you're near the edge. It's a subspace distortion. That's that. Other than that, everything's normal on the Crystalline entity. It says here, once you do 14, you will get, the new event, Reputation Project, blah, blah, blah. It's 50,000 dilithium, not affected by the research lab bonus, so don't worry about engaging that thing. I engaged it for the last one for my fleet, and it didn't affect the outcome, so whatevs. Fleet mark bonus, or fleet marks, 500 of those, and 250 of your choice of any of the other ones, including fleet. Because if you're like, I really don't need anything more, then just get more fleet. Unless you're like in a fleet where people are just like, oh, by the way, new project, fleet marks. They put nothing else in but fleet marks. Unlike personal issue, I've talked about that one in multiple videos before. It also will give you the new Crystalline Absorption Matrix console. I'm gonna read out what that does, because I just read the name of it. I opened it up and I'm kind of reading this as it goes. Adapted from crystalline matter salvaged from the crystalline entities. Okay. This matrix is able to absorb incoming damage when engaged. So it's basically the 66 and the 33%. The matrix uses absorbed energy to fire and amplify highly focused matter conversion beams at multiple targets which are capable of piercing through ships. All right. Affects foe 3 max. Aww. Hopefully this is good. Hopefully it's good. 10 kilometer range. 180 degree cone. Not really even a cone at that point. It's just sort of like cone. What? It's not really a cone. I mean, I get it, but it's 2-minute recharge, fairly decent. 2 self plus 500 all energy damage resistance. I believe that makes you roughly immune. Every 3 seconds to 3 random targets in a forward 180 degree arc. At least they call it right there. Apply matter conversion beam for 308.2 anti-proton damage once per second when hit by energy damage, plus 13.3 bonus damage from matter conversion beam. How long does it last? This doesn't say how long it lasts. Every 3 seconds. For how long? But it's affected by long range targeting. Talked about that one in the skill thing. Weapons training. Energy weapons training. So not particle generators. Damn. Good for tactical then, who like to, or those weird cruisers who like to put a lot of stuff into energy weapon damage and weapon training and stuff like that. I mean, who knows? And weirdos that think weapons are the whole thing about how to do that. Anyway. The console mod can be equipped on any ship. God, I'd hope so. In any console slot, it's universal. You may only equip one of these mods per ship. Bless it. Bonus, once the new main reputation project is complete, a brand new bonus 1 shard project will become available. Blah. So you can keep doing it, because the Crystalline entity is actually pretty easy to do, unlike, say, the mirror event. The other one was the Voth one. That was actually easy, except people kept trying to skip shit, or they just like tune out. They're trying to dump down and they just weren't having fun with it. But this one's really hard. This one is actually like fairly easy to do. People just go in, they get the blast. I mean, there's no real optionals for this one. There might be, but nobody cares. Because regardless, you have to destroy the thing. Whether you get optionals or not, whatever. Once the new main reputation project is complete, then you just get a shard, turn it in. Just like all the rest of these. You get one. Every day you can then complete another small one. And this is 2,000 dilithium, 50 fleet marks, 35 marks of your choice. So it's a good way to kind of grind up marks. I'm not sure if the daily applies. It'll still help on some of those weirder ones to get, like Dyson. No, Dyson's not that hard to get. Undine's not that hard to get. Iconian's a bitch to get. Unless you do Gateway to Grethor, which is fairly easy. Like Omega, you can pretty much do any Borg thing. Romulan and Nukari, you just gotta do the, I mean, we've got the Nakul right now, so you can basically do any one of those. You could do those and then get it every time, but... So yeah, you just gotta queue up for either the normal or advanced version of the event. Advanced is probably worth more gear overall and a better stat crafting material package. And then a successful completion will either award you with one shard in addition to the normal rewards. Lastly, stay on alert, Captains. Recent intelligence reports that there's a few advanced tactics the entity and its allies are using to thwart your attempts to destroy it. I just explained what they are, so blah. Back on news, it's just the Demon of Whitechapel, which is a story about Walker and an ensign and dealing with Jack the Ripper and some Nakul, so time travel stuff. The before and after, apparently they're changing lighting effects coming in the next expansion, so things are going to look more real. There's a link below. There's a link below to all these things since have come out since basically the bringing Chekhov and all that stuff. So since last Thursday, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 if you really want to look at some of this stuff. There's going to be 6 links downstairs in the description. And it's going to talk about, like, you can read up on the Shadow of Cestus, the Taurean Affair, and then you can, like, the weekly before and after, which they're probably going to bring out another one this Friday. You get to slide back and forth on the image so you can see what it looks like before. Or for you guys, it's before and after. And it looks better, but it's like... I don't know how much better. The Taurean Affair says it's going to be kind of part of the intro to the original series stuff. You're going to create a TOS Starfleet character, so there is no Klingon or Romulan. Fair enough. But the Taurean Affair is a tutorial for the new temporal faction beginning an adventure that will span the length of time from the original series all the way to the 28th century. I'll get it. I don't know. And Shadow of Cestus is just another original series mission. It's the Gorn captain, so you're probably going to be fighting Gorn in a melee combat of sorts. In the Shadow of Cestus takes 23rd century Starfleet officers to an iconic desert landscape seen in the originals. But it's basically that California desert, that angled rock that we all know. Like for every Trekkie that drives through Death Valley stops off at that rock and it's just like, hey! Except for me, I'll fly places. I don't care. I'm not driving. But yeah, once Agents of Yesterday launches, it will be available to all players. Golden Lifetime players can do the shit in Tribble. I don't sign up for Tribble. I don't do that crap. I did way too much PTR beta crap with WoW. I don't want to... Just when it goes live for most everyone else to play is when I'll react to it. I'll play a real player. I'm not going to play an insider player. Leave that to the more serious vloggers. They kind of have no idea what they're talking about. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on with all that stuff. Like I said, all the links are below. It says here that it's going to be a brand new experience available to new and returning players. The Taurean Affair. Tauren. I want to say Taurean Affair because I don't want to say Tauren because that's the race in WoW that's cows. It looks like there's going to be a subsection. The whole tutorial is going to be the original series stuff. TOS. So you might have a long tutorial. Longer than your typical 10 levels. It might be... I got a commenter say it's probably going to be only like 6 episodes, but, you know, whatevs. Chat with y'alls next week. We will probably have, if anything, if there's anything new about the Crystalline catastrophe that I didn't know now, but I will know next Tuesday, I will tell you guys about it, even though it'll be like 5 days after the fact. But it'll help you for another 9 in case you're just like, I can't, I will give you probably tips and tricks, unless it hasn't changed one bit. And then it's just like, don't get near gravity wells. You know, if anything, take off some of your consoles that you really don't use and put on some like defensive consoles so you can not get pulled by the gravity wells and power drained. you know, put on some drain expertise and some control expertise consoles. You really need like one each. And I believe they'd be in engineering. Anyways, you could probably find those on the exchange. If you didn't put a lot of points into it because you're a science vessel and really like messing the hell out of things. But if you're like a tactical officer and you pretty much put all your points into the tactical side and you're just like, I don't need drain, I don't need control, screw that thing. And yet a gravity well basically treats you like you're a little... Yeah, you're not going to be doing much of anything if the gravity wells pop up. Because even on mine, I'm like, oh god. Okay, full throttle, let's move out of here. And I can kind of get out of them, but if I had like less than the drain control I currently have, I'd have to evasive maneuvers out of it. And I had a ship once that got caught by one of their gravity wells, and I had nothing in inertial dampeners at the time. And I was on evasive maneuvers, full throttle, max engine power, and I was still getting sucked back. They're powerful gravity wells. They're like gravity well 3s. These are not pissy little gravity wells. Anyways, we'll move on. We'll talk to you guys next week. If you have any theories about Agents of Yesterday, or you want to talk about these Taurean affairs in the shadow of Cestus, that's fine. I'll talk back. Catch you later.